Spring break is coming up. Summer is coming here soon. And I've been working out, got my chest right, got my arms right. You got your glutes right, ladies. You got them thighs right. You're going to start saving so you don't have to go into debt over it. And we're going to talk about that today. But before we get to today's show, because I got something special for you today that's really going to help you save a lot. And I'm going to even show you where to do it. And I even have a guest who's going to join me a little bit later on in the show to really break down some more things for you. But before we get into the show, one quick thing. If you are new to the family, thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. But I want you to do me a favor. Actually, do yourself a favor. You know, this month we're doing 2 shows a week. Every Monday and Wednesday we come out with a brand new show. And you never know, I may pop up and do some last minute reactions to stuff that's going viral that y'all are sending me. Cool, great. But you know what? Next month, we're going to 3 shows a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Man, y'all, we're growing by the numbers. Just last month, we grew by 25,000 subscribers on YouTube alone. By 100,000 downloads on YouTube. Our family is growing, and I would love to personally invite you into our family. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you do not miss something. We are rolling out a lot of different things, and the only way you can keep up with everything is just joining the family and hitting subscribe. All right, so listen, I love where you all are today. Hit the subscribe button, and let's get into today's content. Here's number 1. When it comes to tips for saving, here's the very first tip. Save 36 months of expenses. I want you to set aside 36 months of expenses. Now, Anthony, why 3 to 6 months worth of expenses? It's because, you know what? My mama always said, that's my mom, but my great-grandmother looked at me one day right before she passed, and she said, son, it's not a matter of if the storm is coming, it's just a matter of when. And when it comes, how prepared will you be? How prepared will you be when life happens? Life is going to happen. You know, y'all know me. Last year, I made a huge transition. I stepped out on my own and started my own business. You know what? I felt good because I had a fully funded emergency fund. I had a very nice savings account because I was like, yo, I know what I'm doing in the future. You know? And so you save 3 months, 6 months, depending where you are. Now, let me talk to the single people. Single people, if you're single and it's just you, man, I'm cool with you doing 3 months because I believe if you're single, you can maneuver quite faster. And in today's day and time, especially for millennials, man, we can get out there and make a quick $1,500 to pay some bills, to cover rent, to cover some gas. We could do that from driving Uber, driving Lyft, doing it. We could do that. But I want to stretch you. I want to stretch you to honestly look into setting aside 6 months. Set aside 6 months of your expenses. Now, expenses, you guys, may be this. It may be like, for an example, for me, I actually set aside 1 year's average salary because I want to make sure that I can honestly not change my lifestyle. That's what I want personally. Okay. But bare minimum, I want you to have 3 to 6 months of expenses. So whatever expenses, you know what? If gym, that's an expense. Okay. A gym membership is an expense. Your hair, ladies, that's an expense. Now listen, I'm gonna rub some of y'all wrong and it's all good. But you may need to cut out some of that weave you buying. Okay. I don't need you saving for all these extra wigs and weaves. Okay? Because honestly, I ain't gonna say that because now I'm gonna say it's my show. I'm gonna say it. Some of that stuff look ugly. Okay? Some of y'all, man, y'all need this. I'm not gonna do that. But as a man, some of the stuff y'all be wiping like, what in the world? No, baby, no, that's you spent how much for that? Oh, Jesus. But again, your hair is an expense. You gotta save for that. Brothers, shoes, your Jordans, your Yeezys, that, you know what I'm saying? If you got to get new shoes, if you want new shoes every quarter, you got to save for that. Your apps on your phones, ladies, that you take pictures on and you be like, And do you want to go in there? Let me clean up my face. Oh, hold on. Let me pull in my cheeks. Oh, okay, let me pull in my stomach. Y'all got to pay. That's an expense. If you're anything that you are paying out is an expense. your mortgage payment, your rent payment, your car note if you have a car note, your insurance, your kids' daycare, gas, groceries, utilities, all that is an expense. So you're going to save whatever, if it costs you $2,000 a month to live, then if you're saving for 3 months, that's $6,000. If you're saving for 6 months, that's $12,000 that you need to have in your savings account. So this way, when life hits, if your car breaks down, if you lose your job, you can live for 3 to 6 months. All right. And I really want to stress and start right there because, again, we are doing this so that this does not stop us. Life doesn't stop us from building wealth. Emergencies now, for me, have really turned into just inconveniences. You know, it's like, oh, dang, I hate I got to spend this money, but I'm not upset that I have to spend this money because I got the money. You know, something happened with my family. So, let me get home. Just to get home from DC to California the day before, that's an $1,800 ticket. $1,800 ticket. But I wasn't upset because y'all got the money. I'm straight. And for me, because I live below my means, this is another subject for another day. I didn't even have to go on my emergency fund because all the money that I make, I'm not spending it all in the same month. So I got some money in my checking account, a little cushion there. And I'm like, okay, cool, great. So that's tip number one. Set aside 3 to 6 months. If you are married, 3 solid months. I'm talking about all your expenses. What is that lifestyle? Set that aside. If you're single, I'm cool with 3 months. But if you're single, it's only you can honestly stretch yourself and think about it. Come to your wedding, come into your marriage with 6 months savings sitting right there. And y'all instantly get married, combine your savings account. Now you got 6 months to really just be comfortable. And I love that. I really do love that. Tip number 2. Here's number 2 when it comes to really saving. And I want to give y'all some practical things, man, before my guest joins me. Tip number 2 is separate your savings and your checking account. Now, I personally use Prize Pool, okay? I use Prize Pool because I love them because it's not really attached to my checking account, but I still have access to it. And we're going to talk about Prize Pool a little bit later on. Prize Pool has been a partner of mine for almost going on a year. Good friends with the CEO and their marketing director, and just really love what they're doing and how they're really trying to combine saving and make it fun saving. Because sometimes saving is kind of boring. Let's just be real. Like you're just setting this money just for it to sit there. Well, they actually make it real fun, and they're going to be announcing some great stuff on my show today. So keep a lot for that. Okay. But it's easier to track when you separate your savings from your checking account. Listen, you don't want to have your checking account, your checking and savings. Okay. And we save for really 3 main reasons. Number 1 is emergency. Number 2 is for big purchases. Big purchases like we're going to save for a down payment on a home, or we're going to save for a car. We're going to save for a big vacation that we have coming up. And small purchases. Maybe you want to buy a new computer. Maybe you want to go buy the new kicks that just came out. Maybe, ladies, you do want to save up to get something, a new dress that just came up, or a nice new purse. It's all good and gravy. And then, honestly, we save for one more reason, too, for wealth building. We save so that we can save this money and invest it into the right things. You're saving this money to look for the right investment. So I save for those main things. And I honestly have, for myself, because of where I'm at in life, I have a checking account and I have 2 savings accounts. I have one is for my emergency fund that I don't even touch. I don't put nothing else in there. That's just my emergency fund that sits there. That's that Prize Pool. The other one is connected to my bank account, because that is like if I find a good investment and I need to move real quick, I can put that money in a checking account, boom, go there. When I'm saving just for a quick trip, like for an example, in the month of July, I'm going to Dubai for my birthday just to get away. I'm taking a whole month of July off. I'm still going to leave y'all some good content, but I'm taking a whole month of July off and I'm going to Dubai. Listen here, man, I'm trying to see never mind. I'm just saving. I'm just saving, you know what I'm saying? But we save for those main reasons. Number 1, emergency. Number 2, big purchases. Number 3, small purchases. Number 4, wealth building. But we keep those in a separate account. You can't do all that in one account because you can't really track it. okay? And if you did have it in there, it'll be very tempting to pull it out. The one thing that I love about prize pool is that while I can see it. I can't see it every day because I don't go to prize pool every day. That has my emergency fund. I don't have an emergency today. I don't have an emergency tomorrow, prayerfully. I won't have an emergency next week, prayerfully. So I don't see it. I check in there maybe about once every other week just to make sure my money, is there. Make sure ain't nothing funny going on over there, prize pool, which nothing is because they are FDIC insured. And so I'm not concerned about that. But I like to see maybe I won something. And we're going to talk about it a little bit later on too. You want to keep it separate because you want to make sure that it is really, really, really safe for you and securing you. Here's number three. Pay yourself first every single month. Technically, you're going to pay yourself second. My philosophy as a Christian man, I pay God first. I give him his tithe. I give him his 10%. If you're not a Christian, give first. Be generous, okay? Give to whoever you want to give to. I believe it is better to give than it is to receive. So for me, I give God his 10% off the top for me because I want God to bless me with more. And so second, I pay myself. I set up. So in my company, me and my team, we use Gusto. And so I pay my staff first. And then also we all get paid on the same day, right? We all get paid on the same day, same time. And when I get paid from the company, my company, feels so good to say my company. God is good. When I get paid from my company, I have automatic transfers that goes into my savings account because I want to buy an Airbnb. And so I'm saving for that. Okay, so I'm putting that money into that. And then before, when I was trying to get my full 1 year, I was automatically just transferring some of that money into my prize pool account because I want to get a full year savings in there, right? So now since I got that good, now I'm just transferring my money to my other savings account so that way I can get enough money so I can go get me an Airbnb. So you got to pay yourself first. You're working hard. You're putting in the labor Monday through Friday. Some of y'all putting in labor Monday through Monday. You're getting up every single day and you're working, you're grinding. Why would you want to give somebody else a fruit of your labor before you got a piece of your own fruit? I love my producer CJ, but he's gonna get a piece of my fruit before I get my own fruit. I love the way I taste, but I need to know how I taste before anybody else know. My car insurance, they ain't getting a piece of my fruit before I do. But that's how America's running right now. Y'all are working your butts off. You're working 8 to 5. You're dealing with supervisors you don't even like. You're going into companies you don't even like. You're ready to leave. You get the paycheck on Friday and you pay everyone else. And you don't even see a dime of your own money for yourself. No, that's going to flip today. You're going to pay yourself second. Technically first in the real world, second if you're a Christian. Because you deserve to see the fruit of your labor. So what you do is you set up transfers to your savings account when you get paid. So when the money hits your checking account, the first thing comes out is your 10% that goes to you. Put something into your savings account that's solely just for you. Then I need you to really take saving seriously and don't put it off. So y'all know I teach Dave Ramsey's baby steps. That's what I live by. Love that guy. Love what they're doing, right? So the first 3 steps that he teaches is baby step number 1 is $1,000 in emergency fund. Baby step number 2, pay off all your debt using a debt snowball. You're going to pause everything else. You're not going to have 3 to 6 months in your savings account. Baby step number 3, you're going to put a fully funded 3 to 6 months in there. So for an example, if you have a prize pool account and you're starting off on a baby steps, you're going to put $1,000. Yo, if you want to go up to like $2,000, $2,500, I'm cool with that, especially during these inflation times and high times. I'm cool with having a little bit more. The key thing is, though, you don't want to have a whole lot in there that could be going towards paying off your debt. We want you to be a little bit uncomfortable so that way you get out of debt quicker and you can get into building your savings, right? So you got to really take saving seriously and understand that as you're paying off your debt, when you transfer over to now building a fully funded emergency fund, starting to build a foundation for wealth building, one of the key things that gets people to go back into debt is they were not saving. They were relying on their credit cards and credit score to be their emergency fund, or they were relying on some man or some woman or their mama and daddy or grandmama and grandpa or friends to be their emergency fund, but weren't relying on yourself.